I have lots of golfers come to me with this very same fault. I had 2 in this week, and it results in them cutting across the golf ball and hitting weak shots, and a lot of pull shots as well. So they'll hit pull shots, pull hooks, slice shots, and some real dodgy contacts. Now the fault they have is basically in the backswing. If you look at these 2 circles I'm going to impose on my body here as I swing, when they swing back, this lower circle moves away from target, and this upper circle moves towards target. So that kind of looks like a bit of a sway and a reverse pivot. Now what that causes then is, because your upper body's too close to target in the backswing, even if you make a great rotation, which is hard from there, the swing then wants to come over the top on the way down. So if I'm in this position here and I do the same action, so sway and reverse, the arm swing tends to get high, and then the arms come out too much on the way down. Now, ideally what we're looking for, and I'm going to give you some exercises in a minute to help exaggerate these things, what we're looking for is the upper circle to go slightly away from target and be slightly further away from target than the lower hub. If these 2 are perfectly stacked on top of each other and we have great rotation, I have no issue with that either. But the feeling, and certainly the exaggeration, is to feel that the upper hub, as I call it, moves more away and the lower hub moves more towards. And we get this kind of coiled, stacked backswing, as I would call it. So layered to the right, which then allows us to have depth in our swing. So when I swing from here and do that, the arms get much more naturally deeper without going too deep. But depth is a friend for a lot of golfers. And on the downswing, it gives us the opportunity to have the relationship of the lower half leading and the upper half following, which allows us then to get the club on the correct arc or plane in the downswing to hit straight shots. It also, from a dynamic point of view, allows us to move our weight correctly to get our low point in the right spot. When I'm reversed like this, nearly always I'll work backwards in the way down. So you tend to start forward, know you're too far forward instinctively, then work back. And that gives us top shots and fat shots. So it kind of goes big sway, like this, that kind of shot, and that's pretty horrid. Now, there are some skilled golfers out there that make a better fist of it than I did with that shot and hit the ball forward, but you'll definitely be weaker than you would be moving the right way. If you think about, if you have a football in your hand or a rugby ball and you went to pass it to your mate, this hub and that hub will pretty much automatically do what you want because it's a more instinctive and natural thing that you've done probably from very early ages of your life. Whenever you throw something, it's more natural. A part of that in golf is because of the set. When we stand to the golf ball, if we stand incorrect and we stand too tense, you'll struggle to move the right way. And also, some of us concepts, you think, the ball's there, I better not shift off the ball, because obviously that's going to make me move and make it harder to get back to the golf ball. Now, just for clarity, I'm okay with your head moving about 1 inch to 2 inches in the backswing. I'm also okay with your head staying exactly where it is. I do not want your head to go towards target unless we're hitting a pitch shot or a chip shot and we're trying to hit down on it to suit the shot or suit the lie. So I would want the head to stay exactly where it is if we can, or move a tad to the right. I don't mind either, but the important thing is this relationship at worst is lined up, or the upper half is more away from target than the lower half. Let's share with you an exercise to make you feel this, and it might be a little bit exaggerated. So very simple, let's just got a rod in between my feet in the center, and what I'm going to look to do with this basically is try and get my right hip as I swing back to go closer to the rod, and I'm trying to get the zip on my top to move behind the rod. The idea being almost if I can get my armpit to be in the rod would be great as well. Now I'm a bit tight in terms of rotation, so I certainly might struggle to get that exact kind of rotation that I want, but certainly that's the feeling I want. The lower half goes this side in terms of my fly on my trousers, my belt buckle goes this side as it rotates, my zip goes this side as I rotate. And it's a very simple drill. Now with some golfers, some students, what I will do is have the rod sticking out of a golf bag here. I won't do that because it'll be in the way of the camera. And because the visual's more here, it helps this visual more. So with some golfers, I'll have this rod on the ground and the rod out the golf bag. One to focus on the upper body, one to focus on the lower body. If that doesn't work again, I might put a rod across someone's chest and they try and get this over to hit a rod over there, or I might put something on the head. These are all different ways of doing the same thing. The premise of the video, and what I want you to do, is just make sure that we move the relationships between the lower and the upper body the correct way. So it's top hand moves further away from the lower hand. The lower hand spirals, the top hand moves across. That little movement with your hands across your belly and across your kind of sternum, just to feel that movement. So with the rod on the ground, let's just make a swing. And again, we can go slow initially and build it up, or we can go full speed, depends how confident you are. But let's just try and feel. I'm trying to get those two positions. So I did that one a little slower than normal, happy with the contact. Felt like I definitely kind of corkscrew, spiraled, whatever word you want to use, in the backswing, and shifted and moved. Now, you try this and look at yourself in the mirror, and even put a little bit of tape here and a little bit of tape there, and just see where they're moving. Or if you've got some video software you can use, put a line and look at how you react to that line. And try and make sure you're just loading up the right way and moving your hubs the right way. Because it gives you, as we said already, if I move this upper body and lower body relationship correctly, it gives me this depth, it gives me this sequence, which then gives us so many freebies in the downswing that we want to play great golf.